This is Greg Troutwine with Maritime Reporter TV, and we're very pleased to be joined again by Murray Goldberg, CEO of Marine Learning Systems, to discuss the fourth annual MarTID 2021 Global Survey of Maritime Training Practices. This is a survey that's produced and promoted through a collaboration with the World Maritime University, with Marine Learning Systems, and with New Wave Media. The MarTID survey this year takes on extra significance as considering COVID-19 and its impact on seafarers globally. Murray, to start, considering that this is our fourth annual MarTID survey, I'm hoping that most of our viewers already know about it, but for those who don't, could you give us a short overview of the survey and its intent?
Absolutely, Greg. I mean, we're really proud of this. And I say collectively, I think I'll speak for you a little bit here as well. In my previous life, I was a faculty member at a large research university, and we had access to this annual survey and report on teaching practices at universities. And it was incredible data to have because it allowed us to benchmark our own efforts and really build community among those who cared about teaching. When I started in Maritime, I guess it was over a decade ago, nothing like this really existed. And it was a huge gap, it seemed to me, because we were all very siloed in terms of training practices and understanding what was going on out in the industry outside our own organizational walls. So I felt the industry needed something like this. So after talking and then teaming up with you at New Wave Media and also with our friends at the World Maritime University, all as partners, we launched this 4 years ago. And each year, the responses have roughly doubled year over year. And it's really catching on. So once again, really proud of this, but I think it mostly speaks to the value of the annual report that we put out. Every year, there's two parts to this. There's the core data that we ask for every year, and it repeats every year. That allows us to track trends and changes. But also, we ask about a special topic every year. Last year, it was about quality in training. This year's special topic is the effects of the pandemic on training and organizational responses to it. And so, as I say, this results in an annual report every year with a lot of goals to document training practices of vessel operators and training organizations, their budgets, trends, the technologies that they use, drivers in training, the initiatives they're undertaking, all those kinds of things. It also documents the experiences of seafarers, how they learn, where they learn, what it costs them to learn. And we share this, as I say, in this widely distributed report meant for the entire industry and meant to shine a light on what's happening with respect to training. So, and as I mentioned, at the end of the day, it builds community in training and because, we're all in this together. So it's important.
As you well know, and everyone watching this knows, COVID-19 has impacted all corners of business life. But as a group, seafarers have had their lives disproportionately disrupted by the pandemic with the inability to enact routine crew changes. It's of course natural, as you pointed out, that COVID-19 is the special theme of this year's survey. But from your experience as an entrepreneur in the learning space, in your estimation, why is it important to take a deep dive on this business disruption event with insights on its impact on maritime training?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. I mean, superficially, it's for all the reasons we just spoke about, learning from one another and, not repeating mistakes that others have already made for us. But more deeply, I think we have to understand that this is a really pivotal time in the world in general, and specifically in the world of learning and training. Even before the pandemic, we were on a pretty fast path to change, pardon me. We're doing less in person. There is more digitalization, more technology being employed in training, more data analysis, and so on. And the pandemic has really forced a lot of hard choices on us, often resulting in the acceleration of parts of this digitalization. Essentially, we've kind of undertaken this forced experiment in learning. I mean, what would normally have taken us maybe a decade or more, we've been forced to do in some cases in the last 9 months. And granted, much of it's been done fairly hastily, but we can still learn from what we did. What didn't work well and what was okay, but could be improved, and what worked really well. And most importantly, it's that last bit. What worked really well, and therefore, what do we want to keep after the pandemic? What resulted in more efficiencies or better training outcomes or less travel? So, we've experienced this pain and we've been forced to adapt. Let's learn everything we can to leapfrog where we were and where we would have been without the pandemic. That's what I see this special topic as being about.
For the three target groups for the survey, vessel owners, marine training institutions, and seafarer, quite simply, what's in it for them? Why should they invest 30 minutes of their time to take the survey?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really important question. And I have to start by saying we are incredibly grateful for everybody that takes time to fill out this survey. And I think more broadly, the entire industry should be incredibly grateful for everybody that takes time to fill out this survey, because the report that comes out of the survey is a common good. And without people filling out the survey, there is no report. So for any organization that cares about training, it's a way to benchmark and learn and improve much faster. And for seafarers, it's really about understanding their training experiences, their own against their colleagues, and advancing their career, understanding where their employer sits in relation to others. But overall, as I say, it's really about accelerating the improvement of training experiences and the improvement of training outcomes. And we know what this translates to because we care about training and we believe in training. It translates to greater job satisfaction and more efficient operations and safer operations, and generally a happier and safer and more sustainable industry. And that's what's in it for everybody. So that's why the World Maritime University, you at New Wave Media, and us at Marine Learning Systems fund this report. And that's why everybody in the industry should really fill out the survey. It's for our collective good.